Alright, this is going to be the final Singleback Ace Slot passing video, and we're going to look at the play DBL post, which is double post. This is the play I typically come out in, since, just to reiterate, these are our audibles: smash, dive, vert smash, PA, counter, waggle. I like to come out in the DBL post. Again, I usually do not flip this formation, but you totally can. You do your thing. And you're going to notice some familiar route combinations here. Now, we have this short post to the tight end, and then also this little bit deeper post to the X receiver. Against zone coverage, I'll typically flat this receiver here, flat the tight end, wheel route the halfback. If I'm on the left side of the field, the wheel route will go to the right. If you're on the right side of the field, it'll go to the left. It'll have the same effect. Now, the deepest route on this play is going to be that post. Be careful not to force it like I just did. If the user is underneath that route, let's say that they're right in this range, and this happens to be, like a Taylor maze, just know that they can pick it off if they have acrobat. Okay, so don't force that route. You want to really take what the defense is giving you. If they're giving you the flats, you take your flats. If they get a little too aggressive, trying to take away our wheel route to the halfback, which is a route that we utilize a lot in this offense, and they're going to be looking for it. If they get a little too aggressive, let's just say we're going to put this guy here manned up on our halfback. Then that's when you go ahead and look to your two posts. Going to go underneath this, and then you have, okay. If they're in hard flats, say from a cover 3 look, and they're not in the, they're not over there using that post, maybe that first post to the tight end kind of takes the user out of the way, then of course, this route will be there. You have to downward pass lead it, okay? Which is another reason that users can pick it off, because it's a lower trajectory of a ball, and it's easier for them to get to that. If you're going up against cover 4, it's the same deal. Cover 2, I don't really run this much against cover 2. This is more of a cover 3, cover 4 type look. But I still set the play up the same way. You can even, if you want to, I love the ghost route. I think it's a great route. But you'll see right here, it's a later developing route. You really need the user to chase that tight end crossing route in order to fit that in against cover 2. Now, this does do a great job against man coverage, so this is one of our man coverage beaters. Typically, you're not going to put this receiver on a flat route if you see man coverage, okay? Because the flat route will obviously never get open against man coverage. What you can do is you can kind of create this little scissors concept over here. Sometimes the routes do run into each other, so I'm not a huge fan of that. If you see man coverage, you can put him on a drag, put the tight end, put the halfback on maybe like a Texas route, or put him on the table route, just to make sure that the user, if they end up using the halfback's guy, that he does guard him. If you end up putting him on a drag, I really like to just motion snap the drag. It's a quick motion. As soon as you pass the tight end, you can snap it, and then boom, you have that underneath route. You've got the two-man route, the two-man beating posts. Excuse me, I had a little slip of the tongue there. What else can you do against man coverage? Well, if you're in a formation like this, and there's one side of the field that doesn't have a wide receiver, you can put that halfback on an option route, and then when you motion him out, he turns into a slant. Sometimes you end up getting the switch like that, this is a really good look for us, because now the linebacker is matched up on our drag, and typically they won't be able to keep up with that. If you notice that for whatever reason, when you motion this guy out, nobody's motioning with him, just either put him on an out route, because typically what will happen is the safety over here will run over and try to take away that deep, that deep streak that everybody probably wants to throw you and throw to pick. Or if you've noticed that, hey, these guys are typically dropping into curl flats, they're really getting aggressive with these safeties, then you can leave them on the streak. It's just, pay attention to what's going on in the field. That's all it really comes down to. But again, this route combination is what you would get if you just motion him out with the option route. You've got the underneath drag that'll get open. He gets great separation coming across the field if he's matched up against a linebacker. Then you have those other 2 post routes. Now, I really love this play in particular in the red zone. I think this is a really tough play to guard in the red zone with man or zone coverage. Just because zones play really funky in the red zone. And against man, what I like to do is, again, we'll drag this guy here, but I will smart route this route here, and it goes right into the back of the end zone. So you'll see against man coverage. Ooh, there we go. Boom. Nice, quick little route. It's almost like double slants, but it just gets more separation, right? Against zone coverage, you can do the same thing. You can, smart route that X route and then put the flat out there. High point this ball. You see how weird that middle third safety plays against that first tight end crossing route. It just kind of leaves that hole right here in the zone. The high point passes are not super accurate this year. You can try doing a little touch pass here, right over the top. But don't get too greedy. Don't force this. If you see your opponent using this really well, then just don't throw it. What you can do to kind of get that user out of the way against zone coverage is you can put the halfback on a streak. And then he kind of has to pay attention to the halfback and stay a little bit underneath. Or you can put him on your Texas route, which is pretty self-explanatory. Boom, gets into a nice little spot right there. Or you can do what we've been doing. If you're on the left hash, flat the tight end, wheel our halfback. Boom. Now you're going to get popped, typically, because there's not as much ground for the defenders to cover, and they're going to bite on that as soon as you throw. But, a guy like Reggie Bush typically hangs on to the ball for me. Bo Jackson does the same thing. So this is a great all-around play. Man coverage, zone coverage, red zone. It's not going to beat anybody deep, but it's just a really annoying play to have to guard. So that's why we come out in this and then use our other audibles to attack specific looks.